It's been over $300,000 this weekend. Somebody's going to walk out here with $75K. A packed and stacked grandstands at Florence Speedway. The Nutrient Solution start zone. Jonathan Davenport and his buddy Nick Hoffman. Here they go.
Green flag flies in the air. Double green flags nonetheless. Off into 1 and 2. Superman has got his cape in the wind. And we got a hood that flies off a race car down in turn number 1. And that's going to draw a Coleman Farms caution before we ever get a lap in. And somebody's got some hood pins in their pocket in the infield. And they're trying to hide down there.
Wow.
Because they forgot to tighten the hood. And let's see if we can find out who it is. And it is Brandon Overton. My goodness. Look at the onboard camera. The hood's off there. We're going to have to go back, get a Dave Warren Power Sports replay.
Wow.
We're going to see that hood fly off. And if you're Brandon Overton, you go from 4th to the back of the pack. And your chances for a second title in this just got a lot harder. My goodness, James.
I don't know the last time I've seen him fold back under speed, but not fly off like that.
You know, they put the heat shields in there to get heat in the engines. They pull them out before they send them out, and they just did not have the hood pins on that number 76.
He's got to go to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit to fix this. Put this back on.
Goodness, so he's going to head down to Anthony Burroughs and the Longhorn Factory team. They're going to get the hood on. They're going to put the pins in there. And my goodness, what a tough start to this one. So 0 laps down. We will try it again. And we do ask race fans, a capacity crowd tonight. If you can, please grab a seat so everybody around you can see all the racing action. We're one big family, and we want everybody to have a great look of all the racing action. All right, let's go back to the Dave Warren Power Sports instant replay, and let's see what Brandon Overton saw. So this is from the camera, and you see him off into 1 and 2, and it shoots up in the air. That's not Superman's cape. That's the nose off the 76. Straight onto the ground. Now, what do we think Brandon Overton saw, James? Well, we're going to find out.
Well, he might have needed a couple dude wipes on that one.
It just took off.
Right here.
It was already off. You could see it kind of leaning over by the time we started that shot.
The 75K here tonight. He and Davenport, they parked together a lot this year. They knocked some ideas off of each other. Of course, Hoffman, the modified standout, one of the best there ever has been at the Nutrient Solution start zone. They lead him to the north-south 100, turn number 1.
Jonathan Davenport, second time. Same as the first. He'll go to the lead out of 2 down the back straightaway. Chris Ferguson in second. Hoffman in third. Jamison fourth. Dustin Nobby trying to shock the world here tonight. Back in 5th in the 5. Lap number 1, though, goes to Jonathan Davenport.
Battle there for second on the outside into 1. It's Hoffman. Ferguson still has it. Here comes Jamison in 12. Jason Jamison, track champion here in 2010. Into turn number 3, then Moran in 99. But out in front is 49, Jonathan Davenport, 2 in the books.
Battle starting to heat up for second. Chris Ferguson's got it. A couple of North Carolina drivers going at it for position number 2. Meanwhile, a Georgia driver driving away out front in Jonathan Davenport. Ohio's Devin Moran in 4th, but he's got company. Here comes Indiana's Jason Jamison, working his way into the 4th position. Off at turn 4, 3 on the board, 97 laps to go. Early tonight, Jonathan Davenport's got a hot rod.
The question in the past, Ben Shelton, on Jason Jamison, can he make a car last here for 100 laps? Can he keep it out of the wall? We've seen him knock the deck out of it. We've seen him knock the spoiler off of it. But can he keep it together for 100 laps tonight? He runs 4th off of turn 4.
And right now they're chasing that moisture, a lot of moisture in the bottom half of the racetrack. I think as the night goes on, they're going to go to the cushion. Jamison says, I'm going to the cushion right now, and that's what he does. He's up to 4th. He gets a run on Nick Hoffman. That's battle for 3rd off into turn 3. Coming into your living room, and Jason Jamison up in front of Nick Hoffman. How about racing Jason into position number 3? Now he sets his sights on Chris Ferguson, and they're all trying to keep tabs when car 49 of Jonathan Davenport, as Ryan Montgomery calls it a weekend.
How about Jamison this year? He made the Dirt Late Model Dream. Remember that, Ben? He made the Prairie Dirt Classic a couple of weeks ago. He hangs right in there at his home track right now in 12. Runs in 3rd. Then it's Hoffman, Moran, Thornton, Dome, Marlar, Pierce. Now up to 8th. Carson Ferguson runs 10th.
Jason Jamison has started this race 8 times. 13th, his best finish in 2014. He was 21st a year ago. Meanwhile, Jonathan Davenport, a 2-time champion in this event, a 3.2-second lead early on, the champion of this event in 2022 and 2015.
They work lap 8 again at lap 50. It'll be the Hellraiser. Jimmy Owens slowed a little bit on the main straightaway. Now kicks it back into gear. Current Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series points leader, looking for a win here tonight. 4-time Lucas Oil champion as he drops near the back as Davenport enters turn 3. He's almost a straightaway ahead of Chris Ferguson.
And you saw briefly 3 wide on your screen. Jason Jamison in the 12 car in 3rd. Nick Hoffman in 4th. Devin Moran joins the chat. He sits back in the 5th spot. as they battle right now for third, fourth, and fifth. Good stuff, but out front it is domination early on from Jonathan Davenport, a 3.5-second advantage, and he's closing in on the back of the pack as we complete lap number 10.
Down the main straightaway, Chris Ferguson second, Jason Jamison third, Nick Hoffman fourth, Devin Moran runs in fifth. So right now, Davenport, as you mentioned, picking up the tail end of the field. Dan Ebert, the final car on the lead lap. Right now, everyone is still running except for Ryan Montgomery. So 25 of the 26 starters still left in this race.
And now lap traffic reality for Jonathan Davenport, working on lap number 12 into turns 1 and 2. He's about 8 car lengths back from the first driver he'll encounter, Dan Ebert in the 60. Where does Davenport go? His lead right now, 3.9 seconds. He doesn't want to force the issue too much, use up his tires, possibly get damaged. But now he'll step to the outside of Dan Ebert, and lap traffic, Superman goes to work on it.
It's so tough to lead these races down the back straightaways. They go into turn number 3. Ebert up top there, so he'll go to the bottom. Well, Davenport, Chris Ferguson still second. Meanwhile, Jason Jamison, Moran, Hoffman, Thornton, Dome, Pierce, Marlar, O'Neill, your top 10. Then Carson Ferguson, Hedgecock, Shepard, McIntosh, Garrett Alberson, 15.
Well, as we watch Jonathan Davenport into traffic, he's got Jimmy Owens and Justin Ratliff side by side in front of him, 3 seconds back. Chris Ferguson had given up ground to Jason Jamison, but Ferguson stretches it back out. As Jonathan Davenport's got to make some decisions here, and he'll look to the inside of Jimmy Owens, the 3-time North-South 100 champion, goes down a lap out of turn 2 down the back straightaway.
Justin Ratliff, third place last night on the Big River Steel podium in that second 25 lapper. Right now the lead is 3.2 seconds. For Davenport over Chris Ferguson as he battles there into 1, getting around Ratliff. Again, second is Ferguson, Jamison, Moran, Hoffman, still your top 5, Ben.
You see Jonathan Davenport down the back straightaway. He gets a second to breathe. We're going to check back throughout the field. Chris Ferguson comes into your living room second. There's third, Jason Jamison fourth, Devin Moran as Nick Hoffman back in fifth. The blue and orange car at the top of your screen. Early in this one, Davenport just can put that car wherever, but James, we've seen so many times, either it be cautions or other things. As these races goes on, it changes the complexion. Nick Hoffman in the 9 car, he started outside front row, and he finds himself back in position number 5, about 6 seconds behind your leader.
Still only 1 car of the race, by the way, tracking Overton up to 20th, Rice to 17th without a caution. 17 in the book, still Davenport, Ferguson, Jamison down the back straightaway. Bobby Pierce runs in 8th and 32. Right now, Jonathan Davenport in control here tonight at Florence.
You know, this race is known for its long green flag grudge. You see on your screen there, Mike Marlar battling with Hudson O'Neill, and the 93 car joins the battle, Carson Ferguson. They race back there for positions 9, 10, and 11. A lot of different grooves on the racetrack right now. The field just got separated out, and right now guys are content to ride a little bit, save their equipment, because they know you got to have something left at the end of 100 laps here at Florence.
Yeah, we're not even a quarter of the way through this race. A long race, 100 laps. Right now, caution free so far, except for the caution for Overton, who's now up to 19th and 76 after losing his hood on the first start of this race, moving from 4th to the tail. Those guys are probably hoping for a caution. We'll see Bobby Pearson, 32. He's up to 7th now.
Yeah, he started back in 14th. He's on the move. 3-time champion of his event. He's won it the past 2 years, as we talked about earlier. And Pierce can win it tonight. The first driver to win it 4 times, the first driver to win it 3 times in a row. And Pierce right now turning some of the fastest laps of the race. And he's content to ride, but he's going to want one of those Goldman Farms Racing cautions sooner than later, just to group them back together, as Jonathan Davenport goes around Dustin Nobby, who is free falling through this field. Nobby won a heat race earlier tonight. He rides back in 22nd, and he finds himself a lap down.
Right now into turn number 3, you see that Ferguson is still 3.1 seconds behind him. Your leader Davenport, then behind him 0.4 of a second behind Ferguson is Jason Jamison. Good battle there for second right there in turn number 2. How about that down the back straightaway? Here comes Ferguson, here comes Jamison, and Devin Moran into 3.
Coming into your living room right there as Jamison looks to go around his teammate, put him a lap down, Justin Ratliff, and Ferguson in second, but Jason Jamison's having a good run. They're bringing Devin Moran to the party. That's the battle for second, third, and fourth. Nick Hoffman just off your screen. He rides in position number 5 as Jamison will clear his teammate down the back straightaway. The 16 car of Justin Ratliff down a lap. And you see it again, James, off of turn 4. Several different grooves around this racetrack, but one thing you can't not note is Bobby Pierce is on the move in the 32 car. He has climbed to 5th from the 14th starting spot, and we are working lap number 26.
Yeah, Pierce around Hoffman. Hoffman drops to 6th. Thornton is 7th. Dome 8th. O'Neill 9th. Carson Ferguson is 10th. Edgecock, who won a B main, he's up to 11th here. 25 laps. We're just a quarter of the way through it. They probably all could use a deep breath, right, coming up, but we stay green. Davenport, it's 3.3. He's been consistent with that here for most of this race here once he got out in front.
Well, look at this battle right now. Devin Moran sits in the 4th spot. Bobby Pierce up to the 5th spot in the 32 car. And Pierce is putting that car anywhere he wants. Past few laps, he's been as much as 2/10 faster than anybody has Bobby Pierce. Is he saving his tires? He's smart with him. He knows what he's doing. He goes to the cushion through 3 and 4. Devin Moran in the 99 holds on to the 4th spot. Meanwhile, you got a battle for the 2nd spot right in front of him. And Jason Jameson goes to 2nd. Chris Ferguson back to 3rd. Devin Moran's there. Bobby Pierce is there. 5 seconds in front of him. Jonathan Davenport, you take him out of this one. We got a heck of a battle.
DJ says that all the time. Deadly battle here. Pierce on the bottom. Pierce, he cannot clear Moran. Great battle there. Jameson, Ferguson, Moran, and Pierce. Meanwhile, Davenport, 5 seconds the advantage in 49.
Bobby Pierce last year. We got our first Coleman Farms caution of the night. We'll catch a breather. 29 laps in the books. And the Coleman Farms caution flies here at Florence Speedway in the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. 6,000 here back on Thursday night. That team's refocused. They got momentum for the back half of the season. James, lights are out. It's up to Jonathan Davenport, Superman, to bring us to the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. 29 laps in the book, 71 to go, and we're back underway at Florence Speedway.
Oh, man, here comes Pierce. Here comes Jameson. Chris Ferguson better look out. Out at 2, Pierce digging on the bottom. Jameson down the back straightaway in 12. Jameson will go back into 2nd. Oh, baby, they're 3 wide behind them. Out at turn number 4, Davenport still leads. Battles for 2nd, and it's Jameson, Ferguson, Pierce, and Ricky Thornton Jr.
30 in the book, 70 to go. We got a racetrack here tonight. They're 3 wide from 2nd on back. Jameson in 2nd, Ferguson in 3rd. But just like that, Bobby Pierce shoots to the inside, and Bobby Pierce moves up to position number 3 behind Jason Jameson and race leader Jonathan Davenport. And now Ricky Thornton Jr. enters the chat. He'll take 3rd away from Pierce. Thornton came out of nowhere after that last restart.
Down the back straightaway, Jameson still hanging on for 2nd. Side-by-side battle there briefly. Ricky Thornton Jr.'s got something going on the bottom of the 20 RT. Davenport still leads. Jameson 2nd. Pierce 3rd. 4th is Moran. 5th is Ferguson. Oh, Pierce threw it in out at 2. Slides up the track from 14th to 2nd in 32 laps for car 32.
Out of turn number 4, Jonathan Davenport will monitor his lead. Last time by, it was 1.2 seconds. This time by, it's 1.3. JD added some advantage over Bobby Pierce, but now Pierce has broken free from Ricky Thornton Jr. and Jason Jameson. We'll see if he can reel him in. Working lap 34 off of turn number 4, and Davenport's changed his line. He's moved off the cushion down in 3 and 4, working the low to middle side of the racetrack. And his lead, he gives up 0.2 of a second to Bobby Pierce. And right now, you can see the racetrack starting to transition, James. It's starting to slick up in a few locations. The cushion's building up, and it becomes a chess match for these warriors in these super late models.
The top 3 drivers on the latest DirtOnDirt.com poll in the top 3 spots right now.
Another 0.2 of a second came off of Davenport's lead there, James.
Yeah, we'll have an eyeball test there in a little bit of this stays green. Pierce goes to the outside again from 14th to 2nd in 32 laps. Lap 36, last time, Ben, as you mentioned, 0.9 of a second. This time around, it will be, it's back to 1.1 for the 49 car. But behind them, how about this race? Thornton, Moran digging hard, and Jameson.
Good stuff. You see the battle for 3rd on your screen. Ricky Thornton Jr., defending series champion. The 20 RT's got it. Jason Jameson's there. Devin Moran, he's been 2nd in the series standings the past few years. He is battling with Jason Jameson for the 4th spot. Meanwhile, out front, Jonathan Davenport has found some moisture, especially off the exit at 2. Pierce has stayed up top. That has allowed Davenport to extend his lead to 1.6 seconds. The Lance and Doral Landers, number 49.
He'll pick up the tail end of the field. It'll probably be about 5 more laps right now. 38, there's 49 out in front. Behind him, there's Bobby Pierce in 2nd. The battle for 3rd. Thornton in 20 RT. Moran trying to get there in 12. Then you have Hoffman, Hedgecock. Corey Hedgecock started where? He won a B main, didn't he? Started 19.
Yes, sir.
He is up to 7th in the BMF 23V.
And we saw him charge up through the field last year. Had some bad luck, but he had speed. Meanwhile, Jonathan Davenport, 2.2 seconds. And you got to wonder, did maybe JD go a little bit harder on tires, so it takes a bit longer for his tires to fire on the restart than maybe Pierce? But right now, Pierce is giving up a couple of tenths a lap to Jonathan Davenport. Pierce also stayed on the high side of the racetrack where Davenport can go down low. Maybe right now Pierce's car not free enough to run the low side of this racetrack.
Good battle in there between Thornton, Jamison, Moran, and it's Hoffman, Hedgecock. Ferguson is back to 8th. O'Neill 9th. Ferguson, Carson runs in 10th. But right now it's 2.4 seconds for the 3-time Lucas Oil champion. Looking for a record-tying 4th with Jimmy Owens and Earl Pearson Jr. He looks good off of turn 4, but traffic going to be an issue coming up here in a lap or two, Ben.
Best battle on the speedway right now for position at number 4 between Jason Jamison in the 12 car and Devin Moran in the 99. And they're catching Ricky Thornton Jr. side by side for position number 4 off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jason Jamison fell back a little bit after that last restart, starting to come to life, and we are approaching the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark again. As you said earlier, the halfway leader will get $500 tonight, courtesy of Tim Sheets with Hellraiser Jacks.
Right now, 2.3 seconds the advantage. There's the battle back here. Moran and Jamison going at it. Jamison right now in 4th. Devin Moran is 5th. Meanwhile, Nick Hoffman's going to get pressure from Corey Hedgecock. Hedgecock working the bottom behind this battle here. Down the main straightaway side by side. Does Devin Moran have the spot? He does. Moran up to 4th at 99.
Right now, those guys that can roll the bottom are really advantageous. The guys on the top, it may come to them in the long run, but right now losing a little bit of time as Bobby Pierce last time by 2.4 seconds back. That time he took it 2 tenths off of Jonathan Davenport's lead to 2.2 as Pierce trying several different grooves. Meanwhile, back in position number 5, Jason Jamison. Hoffman's behind him. And how about Corey Hedgecock? You touched on it, James. 19th up in position number 7. And if we look at positions gained, it's Bobby Pierce and Corey Hedgecock in the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger. Both have picked up 12 spots at this point in the race.
They scored lap 46. Right now, Jonathan Davenport into turn 3. Bobby Pierce behind him. Thornton, Moran, Jamison, Hoffman, Hedgecock, O'Neill, Chris Ferguson, Brandon Shepard is now 10th. And right now, Davenport has led every lap here tonight, virtually uncontested except for that restart, but he has pulled away from Bobby Pierce, but it's down to 1.3 in traffic into turn 3.
Yeah, the past 2 laps, Bobby Pierce has taken about half a second off of Davenport's lead as Davenport finds his groove through lap traffic. 48 laps complete, 2 laps away from the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark. The separation, 1.2 seconds. And you see your battle for the lead. There's Jonathan Davenport in the 49. In between him and second place Bobby Pierce, Daniel Hilsebeck in the Raleigh Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender in the 22. Oh, Joseph Joyner got sideways right in front of Jonathan Davenport. James working lap 50 of his 100 lap affair. If the 49 maintains the lead, he'll get the $500 bonus from Hellraiser Jacks.
He's eyeing the 75K. Pierce has 2 lap cars between 1st and 2nd in this race so far. I believe we still have 22 cars running. Montgomery is out. Owens, Ratliff, and Dalton Wilson at the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark. He'll get $500. Courtesy of Hellraiser Jacks goes to Jonathan Davenport. He's led every one of them so far.
Superman will be able to buy a new cape with that $500. Meanwhile, Pierce goes to the way top shelf. He looks to the outside of Hilsebeck. Oh, he has to get on the binders. Hilsebeck slides up the racetrack as Pierce just about got into the 22 car. No harm, no foul. We stay green, but that's going to allow Jonathan Davenport to put some space between himself and the 32 as Pierce just cannot clear the 22 car of Hilsebeck, and you got Joyner in the fold as well. Last time by, a 1.1 second advantage for Jonathan Davenport. That time at the line, 1 second is even through traffic. Pierce is keeping pace with your leader.
Down the back straightaway they go. They got the cars there battling side by side. Joyner and Hilsebeck in front of the 32, and the Coleman Farms Racing caution is out, Ben, with 52 scored.
Caution on the speedway. 52 laps down, 48 laps remain here tonight at Florence Speedway. Welcome back to Florence Speedway, the 43rd annual Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 under the Coleman Farms caution with 52 laps complete, 48 to go. Debris on the speedway draws the caution, and Jonathan Davenport was leading the way, James, but Bobby Pierce was mired with a couple of lap cars and now picking the debris up, a piece of the skirting with bracing. And we've got drivers down into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. During this, Josh Rice started on the back of the pack, went to a backup car. He's down there for an adjustment in the 11. In front of him, Jupiter, Florida's car 6 for Clay Harris.
Pierce is going to pick the bottom on Ricky Thornton Jr. How about that?
You got to wonder if maybe he knows he can get some traction off the bottom for the restart. Meanwhile, Clay Harris and Joseph Joyner come back out of the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Lights are down. The field enters the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. 48 to go at Florence Speedway, and we're back underway.
Drag race into turn number 1. Davenport, Pierce on the bottom. Thornton up top. Down the back straightaway. Ricky Thornton Jr. will get the run. He'll go to second. Here comes Hoffman in 9. Miranda 99. Alpha turn number 4. Jamison there in 12. But out in front is Davenport. Got a little bit of pressure there. Crossover move side by side into 1 between Pierce and Thornton.
Thornton Jr. had second by 9,000ths of a second, but Pierce slides up in front of him, and now Devin Moran joins the party, and he brings Nick Hoffman with him. Out front, Jonathan Davenport. He's led the first 53, making 54 laps of this event, but Bobby Pierce has got a head of steam, and here comes car 32.
Is it go time? Is it go time?
It's always go time.
It's always go time.
Car.
46 to go down the back straightaway. Here comes Pierce in 32 to the outside. First time this race, Jonathan Davenport has been challenged in a green flag run. Here's for the lead. Oh man, that was close. They might have touched. Pierce for the lead in turn 2. They get together underneath this fuel cell. Pierce is out in front. Oh, baby.
Could that hurt a tire as we go along? Now Davenport, Superman's angry, slides up in front of Bobby Pierce. The crowd comes to their feet. Welcome to the Sunoco Racing Center. More contact and a new leader. 56 laps complete. Davenport full send into turns 1 and 2. Ricky Thornton Jr. might get them both. Down the back straightaway, the crowd's on their feet. This is Florence Speedway. Florence, y'all. Pierce with another slider. Davenport turns down the hill. The crowd's on their feet, pumping their fists. That time at the line, more contact. Lead change, Davenport to the lead. They might not have anything left when this one's over, James.
They're not going to have a quarter panel left down the back straightaway. Thornton is 3rd, Moran 4th, Hoffman is 5th. That was crazy. Wow. Davenport, Bobby Pierce going at it. 2 of the best in the business. Down the main straightaway. Into turn 1. Bobby Pierce is going to throw it into turn 2. Up the track. He'll leave Davenport room this time. 58 complete.
These guys are amazing, James.
That was the last few laps of the race there.
Yeah, we got 41 laps complete this time by. Davenport led last time. Here comes Bobby Pierce. Pierce thinking about another slider. Davenport to the top, Pierce right through the middle of the racetrack, through the low spot into the middle, down the back straightaway. Davenport your leader. Meanwhile, Devin Moran up to 3rd, Ricky Thornton Jr. back to 4th, Jason Jamison in 5th. 6th is Nick Hoffman, and we can all breathe for a second. Everybody's got their tires up, everybody's got all their sheet metal.
No, you can't. Oh. Pierce slides it up. He'll lose his momentum. Davenport will look to the bottom. They'll dive into turn 3. They're going at it again. Davenport throws it in on Bobby. Out at turn 4. This is highly entertaining. And car length, Davenport into 1. Moran says, you guys go ahead and wreck yourself. Because I might win this race. Pierce.
Pierce got it back, though. Down the back straightaway. Can Davenport return the favor off into 3 and 4? Pierce down low. He'll slide himself. Davenport will stay on the cushion. Devin Moran creeping on the top 2. Lead change. Yes, sir. 62 in the books. Bobby Pierce back to the lead.
I've lost track. Here comes Devin Moran at 99. Moran on the bottom. Devin Moran, he'll slide up the track. And he'll leave JD a little bit of room. Out the back straightaway. Well, Jonathan Davenport out at turn 4. He'll get pressure from Devin Moran as Bobby Pierce leads at Florence, looking for a record-setting night.
And Pierce has gone to a 1.2-second advantage as Moran and Davenport continue to go at it for the 2nd spot. Davenport ducks back to the inside. Moran to the outside. Ricky Thornton Jr. back in 4th. Jason Jamison in 5th. 6th is Hoffman. 7th, O'Neill back in 8th. Corey Hedgecock from deep in the pack. Your leader, 1.5 seconds.
Moran.
Wow.
Slides up, loses the momentum. Davenport gets the spot back. Bobby says go ahead. 1.5 the advantage. Entertaining battle for 2nd. Down the main straightaway. And it's a car length for Davenport. Into turn 1, we still have 35 to go, Ben.
Yeah, Jonathan Davenport, our Midwest Sheet Metal point leader right now, battling with Devin Moran. Devin entered tonight 4th in the standings. Bobby Pierce not running for points. He has nothing to lose here tonight. He's going after 75,000. His advantage last time, 1.8 seconds. This time, Devin Moran does 2nd. He is 2.06 seconds behind your leader. And now Davenport rejoins the fray. Thornton Jr. just cannot quite get over the hump here tonight, James.
Right now in that 4th spot. Jamison 5th, Hoffman, O'Neill, Hedgecock, Shepard. Brandon Overton's up to 10th from the back. Right now, this race stays green. 66 in the record books. It's all Bobby Pierce right now. Devin Moran down the back straightaway. Can he catch the 32 without a caution as they work lap 68, Ben?
And now Ricky Thornton Jr. shoots to the inside of Jonathan Davenport. That's the battle for third. Davenport will hold on to it. Thornton's right there with him, though. 32 laps remain for car 32 and a 2.1 second advantage out of 2 down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Jamison bounces off the concrete down in turns 1 and 2. We'll stay clean and green, but he battles with Nick Kaufman for the 5th spot.
Devin Moran, he won here at the end of June in a Northern All-Star Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series race. It's down to 1.8 seconds. Moran, we may have a Dustin Jarrett eyeball test here shortly because Moran's trying to pick up the pace as we'll have 30 to go this time around.
Last year, Devin Moran was second in this event. He started in 10th. Tonight, he started closer to the front of the pack, and he's trying to reel in your leader. It's down to 1.4 seconds, the lead for Bobby Pierce. Meanwhile, Davenport in 30. He's got his hands full with Ricky Thornton Jr. back there. And now Bobby Pierce has caught the back of the pack again. He goes to work on a lap traffic, and it's Daniel Hilsebeck right in front of him. Just 29 laps to remain, and Pierce throws in there. He'll slide up in front of Hilsebeck. Meanwhile, the 20 RT goes around the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. That's the battle for third.
Yep.
And Davenport turns back down the hill, trying to take that spot back away from Ricky Thornton Jr.
And there was some good contact between the 49 and the 32. You wonder about a tire here late in this race. But right now, all is good as they go into turn number 2. Pierce, it's 1.1. He loses that momentum when he slides up the track. Here comes Moran. Ricky Thornton Jr. into turn 3. Right now, Jamison is 5th behind Davenport as Davenport has dominated here early on, but ever since the restart, it's been a completely new ball game.
Right now, the separation first to second kind of staying constant, 1.1 to 1.2 between Pierce and Moran. Bobby Pierce has started this race 8 times. He's won it 3 times tonight, trying to get his 4th win in 9 attempts. But he's got lap traffic in front of him, and he's got Devin Moran trying to get to him. Meanwhile, we're going to slide back to the battle back there for position 8, 9, and 10. And you see from the back of the pack, the 76 car of Brandon Overton. He is up to 10th. And we go on board with him, and we see what Overton sees as he tries to find a way around Zach Doman. He deals with Brandon Shepard. And if you think this is easy, take a look at that. I don't think I can do it, my friend. Right now, Overton right around the tires. He works on Zach Dome. He's got Brandon Shepard behind him. And again, Overton rides back in the 10th spot, Dome in 9th, and Shepard in position 11. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, things are getting tighter once again. That time at the line, the separation, 9/10 of a second.
8/10.
Oh, Pierce lines up. He almost gets into Rice.
But he loses momentum. Here comes Moran down the back straightaway. They got Ebert between them. Bobby Pierce now goes on the bottom. He's got to be on the offensive into turn 3. He will slide up the track. Here comes Moran in 99. Now they've got the 11 of Rice between them. Moran trying to hang in there. Thornton is 3rd. Davenport, Jamison, your top 5. But down the back straightaway, he lost a little bit. It's 9/10 of a second. Moran now, he'll go around the outside of Josh Rice.
Man, Pierce making some aggressive moves in traffic. That's what you got to do to lead here at Florence, but you got to keep the nose on it, keep the tires up. Oh, as Pierce shoves down in 1 and 2 once again. Ricky Thornton Jr., he slips back to 4th as the 49 car at Davenport goes back around him. Thornton may have a tire going down on the 20 RT. Oh, man, he caught the concrete, and you got to wonder, did it bend something? Does he have a tire going down? And right now, with 21 laps to go, it's a 1-second lead for Bobby Pierce over Devin Moran. These drivers now, the racetrack's going away on them. The tires are going away on them. The fuel load is shifting. These cars are handling different. This is what separates the champions right here, as these guys have got to find a way for 20 more laps, James.
Well, the best in the business the last 2 years leads into 1. Devin Moran still married to that top. It's 1 second the advantage. Pierce up there. You got to not hook that berm. Devin Moran will get a run down the back straightaway. He's about 7, 8 car lengths back. 20 laps to go. Coming out at turn number 4 for the 32 and the 99.
And right now, I tell you what, it is action every part of this racetrack as Bobby Pierce dancing around the top side of a speedway. Devin Moran's trying to get there. Devin trying to reel him in. It's a 1-second advantage this time off of turn 4. Laps are ticking down.
So Bobby Pierce still continues to lead. Moran 2nd, Davenport 3rd, Thornton, Jamison, Hoffman, O'Neill, Dome, Hitchcock, Shepard, your top 10. Bobby Pierce still out in front after an unbelievable battle with Jonathan Davenport for the lead here tonight after that last caution.
getting into the closing laps. And right now, man, these guys right on that curve up against the concrete, James, and heavy traffic in front of your leaders.
Out at turn number 2, Moran has got to get around now those cars there in turn 2. But Bobby Pierce looking good in a 3, and that'll put 3 lap cars between first and second off of turn 4.
So right now, Ricky Thornton Jr. back in 3rd, Jamison in 4th, Davenport in 5th. Your leader on the left side of your screen. On the right side, Jason Jamison. He's back in position number 4. He's gone around Jonathan Davenport. You got to wonder, Davenport, did the tires go away? Contact earlier, did that affect the handle? They're chasing Ricky Thornton Jr. in 3rd, Devin Moran in 2nd, and 2.2 seconds in front of Moran is Bobby Pierce, your leader, now with just 14 laps remaining.
Jamison right in there in the 12 car behind Thornton. Davenport 5th, O'Neill, Hoffman your top 7. Good run for Zach Dome right now in 8th. We'll have 13 laps to go this time around for 32 into turn number 1. The deficit has grown to 3 seconds, 32 over 99.
How many times have we seen Pierce late in these races? It's like he finds another gear, and right now he's got a straightaway lead over Devin Moran. Devin has got a straightaway over over 3rd place Ricky Thornton Jr. In fact, it's 3 seconds between Pierce and Moran. It's 4 seconds from Moran back to Thornton. Jason Jamison with a great run going right now. He's in position 4. Jonathan Davenport in the 5th spot. A dozen laps remain, soon to be 11, as your leader exits turn number 4, and the lead has swelled 3.2 seconds last time by. We'll see what Bobby Pierce's lead is this time, as Devin Moran 3.2 seconds back still, and Bob Pierce, his son Bobby, leads the way in this one. You see him giving the signal down the back straightaway, and they're just winding it up and letting it eat around the top side of this Florence Speedway.
11 to go, big 10 to go coming up. As I mentioned, 10 or less laps to go there. We had 7 out of 10 of them did not win the race. Right now, Bobby Pierce wants it to stay green. Moran, Thornton, and the rest of the field hoping for a caution here late in this race. If it would be from now on in the next scored lap, it'll be a single file restart.
Coming around, 9 laps remain. Bobby Pierce, your leader, over Devin Moran, Ricky Thornton Jr., Jason Jamison, Davenport's in 5th, O'Neill in 6th, Dome 7th, Hoffman in 8th, Shepard in 9th, Brandon Overton in 10th, as the field has got stretched out around the speedway. And a lot of times late in this one, you will see cautions, but so far we've stayed clean and green. As you see the battle with Nick Hoffman, he rides in 7th. Hudson O'Neill's trying to get there, and Hudson O'Neill might have damage on the right side of that car, and we may have a Coleman Farms caution with 8 laps, and it's no longer a might, it's a definite. 8 laps to go here tonight at Florence Speedway, the Sunoco Racefield's North-South 100. Cautions on the speedway, and everything just changed. And you're going to see Hudson catch the concrete. You got to wonder maybe if that tire was starting to go down. That took him up to the wall. Either way, that contact did him no favors. And the 71 car, the SSI Motorsports entry, draws the caution. 8 laps to go, James. How many times have you said it? What changes everything here at Florence? Yeah, 3.6 seconds lead is going away now. Devin Moran, Ricky Thornton Jr., they want to spoil the history party here tonight. 8 laps to figure it out, James. 8 laps for $75,000 here at Florence Speedway. They approach the Nutrient Solutions restart zone. Green flags up. We're back underway. Here comes Moran. Pierce tries to shut the door. In the 1, Moran's going to throw it in the bottom. They go side by side into turn 2. Moran forces him up the truck. Here comes Thornton in the 20 RT. That might have been the move right there. Did that win the race for Pierce? We still have 7 to go off of turn 4. Man, Devin gave it maximum effort right there, and Pierce was patient. He waited for that car to catch that cushion, and then he drove away. Devin Moran, 0.7 of a second back, 7 laps to go. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd. Thornton's right there. Davenport's come back to life as well. Jamison behind them. Out front, though, Bobby Pierce running that cushion. We talk about this place. It's a big track, but it identifies as a bull ring. Bobby Pierce grew up on those bull rings in Illinois. He loves a cushion, and right now he enters low in 1 and 2. He lets it go all the way to the cushion out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, and his lead is growing as Thornton Jr. 3rd. Jamison and Davenport going at it. Jamison drives it up in front of Davenport. Man, haymakers back in the pack, James, with 5 laps to go. 5 to go. It is 1.7 seconds for 32. Moran 2nd. Thornton runs in 3rd. Jamison bangs the wall out of turn 4. How about the regional guys I mentioned? Jamison and Dome have held their own against the National Touring Stars here tonight. They have done a fantastic job, as Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 3rd spot. Davenport's trying to get to him. Meanwhile, your leader, Bobby Pierce a 2.2-second advantage over Devin Moran. Devin gets over the cushion a little bit over in turn 2. That allows Ricky Thornton Jr. to close in 3 more times around the speedway for $75,000 as the battle heats up for second on back. On the left side, your leader, Bobby Pierce. On the right side, the battle for second on back, Devin Moran trying to keep the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. behind him.
Down the back straightaway, here comes Thornton, and he's going to throw it in on the bottom on Moran. Here comes RTJ on the bottom. Moran for turn 4. Moran turns down the track, down the straightaway, the battle here. RTJ goes to second with 2 laps to go.
It's a hornet's nest back there, and now Davenport's going to come after Devin Moran. Devin, you wonder if the tire's going down. James, Barron's Performance, 1 to go, bring us home.
Bobby Pierce, nobody's ever won it 3 years in a row. Nobody has won it 4 times. Right now, the Oakwood, Illinois, second-generation racer down the back straightaway. He won the Show Me 100, trying to win the North-South 100, a track where his mom grew up at. Down at a turn number 4, down the straightaway. The twin checkers goes to 32, Bobby Pierce. Second spot is Thornton. Third is Davenport. Fourth is Moran. Fifth is Dome. Sixth is Jamison. 7th, O'Neill. 8th, Overton. 9th, Hedgecock. 10th, runs Nick Hoffman.
Let him hear it. Your winner, Bobby Pierce. $75,000 as the crew celebrates down here in Victory Lane. And the crew congratulates him. Bobby, you started 14th on the grid. Was there ever a doubt in your mind you were going to win this race?
Yeah, there was. Honestly, I was in a pretty bad mood when I had to start 4th. I felt like, it was kind of in my own hands there if I wanted to sandbag, but you never really want to do that. You just want to go win the race on prelim nights and let it fall how it does. But it was a tough heat race. So starting in the back, I've done it here from the back before, but I definitely was in a bad mood at the start of the race just because I didn't want to start that far back. It makes it a lot harder. So we were coming up through the field. I was just worried about my tires. I was spinning pretty bad in certain parts, and then certain parts it was really hooked up. So it was really a challenge. And once I got the second there, it was just try to win the race, and got the job done. I can't thank my guys enough. Everyone helps me out, and these fans for coming out and watching. Thank you guys.
How about this battle with you and Davenport early in the race? You guys are racing like it's the last lap for $75,000, like 7 or 8 laps there. Did you ever have any concern that you might get some damage there that would end the night?
Yeah, it was about halfway through the race, but you want to get the lead as quick as you can because if the track transitions, you never know. Last year here it went to the bottom. It was really hard to run the top towards the end of the race. So I didn't want to give anyone that opportunity. If I could take it, I was going to take the lead and try to just hang on the rest of the race. It's sometimes a lot easier leading the race than it is running second. And you get a restart and then you're double file again. And I felt a third there on the one restart, so I didn't want to do that again. I wanted to get the lead, but yeah, we raced hard, me and JD, and I know he was mad, but it was it's hard racing here. He runs a specific line that it's nothing against him. It's a very, very good line. It's just, thank you. It's just very hard to make a pass. Yeah. And thank you guys. But it works for him. He's won a lot of big races. Kind of running that diamond line, and it's just tough when you're trying to guess exactly if he's going to do it or not. And, I hit the brakes down the straightaway because he came up to the wall. So I'm like, okay, he's running the top. Went into the bottom, and then he kind of came down, and we made contact. So I don't know, just I know winning a Lucas race is a big deal for all these Lucas guys, getting them extra points. I know that's in their mind, JD, Ricky, Devin, all them guys, it's in their mind to win these races to get these points. But I wanted that win pretty bad too. So, it was just fun race, hard racing. We got her done.
Caution with 8 to go. You got a dominant car. It feels like you got your groove. You're up there playing that Illinois cushion here in Kentucky. What goes through your head, though, when that caution comes out with 8 to go?
Yeah, I didn't want to see that. I was actually, I think people say it's an announcer's jinx. I don't know if you guys were talking about it or not, but I think sometimes it's a driver's jinx, too. I was kind of saying in my head, I was just starting to think about a restart if it were to happen, what I was going to do in turn 1, if I was going to top or do a diamond or a slider line or what. The next lap caution comes out. I'm like, dang it, I shouldn't have been thinking about the caution. It probably would have never fell, but luckily we held on. 2 years ago here, I really stepped on it on a restart, so I didn't want to do that again. And I didn't have a good restart, but luckily we held on. Before we go, I got to give a huge shout out to my sponsors and Low Voltage Solutions, Churchill Transport, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Collins Brothers Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Larry the AZ3, Toyota of Danville, Fast One Speed Shop, Steininger Construction, Pontiac RV, Ted Brown, Jeff Leake at Tree Services. I'm forgetting a bunch of people, but I got to give a quick shout out to Bryston, his family, Bryson's family. Terrible deal. Was a huge fan, only 6 years old, had a car accident last week, and it was just mind-blowing to see what they did. Decked it out with Scooby-Doo 32, and never want to see that. So shout out to that family. Hope they're doing well. Prayers to them. But man, 3 in a row. This is awesome. I don't know what to say.
Nobody's ever done it 4 times, but you have Bobby Pierce, your winner here tonight. Top of the Big River Steel podium, Bobby Pierce, $75,000. We're going to talk to second and third on the Big River Steel podium. Ricky Thornton Jr. comes home in position number 2. And in a Sunoco Race Fuels fire suit.
Can't miss me.
You can't miss it. Ricky, I felt like you were on the cusp all night of being right there. When it's all said and done, you come to win these races, but to come out with second, I feel like you got everything you could out of this race car. How did it feel to you, though?
Yeah, I definitely felt like I was running as hard as I could there, and just wasn't enough. Obviously, Bobby's stuff was really good, so I could barely see him there the last couple laps. So go back to the drawing board, try to get a little bit better. Track was a little bit different than it typically is here. Usually the curb ain't that big, and usually it's against the wall. It is kind of about a car length off the wall, so just we got Chucky out after we heard a motor last week, and we were really good at Cedar Lake, and then decided we'd go ahead and run it again here. And I feel like we got good speed. We just needed it. We don't got our great speed like we had at the start of the year, so we'll go to Batesville next week and kind of tear it back down and just kind of go through it and try to get a little bit better. Obviously, JD was really good. Devin was really good too. So I feel like those are the guys we're going to be battling the rest of the year. Obviously, Bobby, whenever he comes and runs with us too. So hopefully we can get one spot better next year.
Ricky Thornton Jr. second on the Big River Steel podium. And we're going to slide over. Third on the Big River Steel podium. I'm just going to ask you, Jonathan. I asked Bobby Pierce about the contact. He said the line you were running, that it kind of forces you to race that way. What was your perspective of that mid-race battle for the lead?
Obviously, he's always right. So I don't know how to throw sliders, and he does. You know, I don't know. Just I could sit here and talk shit or whatever, but. Yeah, he probably needs it, but no, he's really good. He's really good. We all know the top's going to be really good here at Florence, and I was just running my race, keeping my tires under me, and was going to, try to make a run, back at him in the last 10 or 15 because I knew he was probably going to pass me and get going there, but that's just the way this place races. So, we still, with a lot of damage here, still got back to third, so just proud of my guys. Thanks to everyone showing up. I could say a whole lot more, but just keeps beating a dead horse. There's really no use in it. Just think Nutrient Ag Solutions, AC Warranty, Dynagrow Seed, Lance and Darla Landers, thank you. I'm sure he's pretty mad about me not wrecking him or something, but I just hit him a couple times just to show him that I could wreck him if I wanted to, but I'm not that kind of person. So, but, I still got a few years left in me, so I ain't going away no time soon, but just thanks to my guys, give me another great race car, and we was pretty good, but just the way it messes the nose up here, it was, like I was telling Corey there, this thing was just so yaw sensitive that if I went in a corner too straight, I couldn't steer, obviously because the left front's bent and stuff, but then if I got a little too crooked, it was like a big sail up there in the left front, then it would just turn me sideways. So it took a lot behind the wheel, back and forth to try to figure out how to drive it and salvage a good finish. But anyway, it's a decent points night for us. We didn't fall too far back, so wish we could have got a win for those 10 extra bonus points and, to put another one of these crown jewels in our belt. But just like I said, just thankful for everybody. Thanks to everybody watching back home, and we'll see you next week.
Jonathan Davenport, third here tonight on the Big River Steel podium.